Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Shop My Stash. There are quite a few things in my collection that I want to test out a little bit more, and a few things that I just haven't used a lot but have been sitting in my collection. So I thought I would shop my stash today, and I definitely gravitate towards specific things and use them over and over again, but I need to show the rest of my collection some love. And you'll also kind of get a sneak peek at my makeup collection, at least part of it. I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already. That would mean so much to me. And I hope this video is fun and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is my base product drawer. I have powders, face palettes, foundations, skin tints, everything like that in here. And I want to use the Milk Makeup skin tint. I really want to do a full face of Milk Makeup, and I still don't know how I feel about this yet, and so I want to try this one for my foundation. This is my concealer drawer, and like I mentioned, I want to test out Milk Makeup a little bit more, so I'm also going to pick the Milk Makeup concealer stick as well. Okay, so this is my bronzer and highlighter drawer, so I'll pick a bronzer and highlight. I really can't decide which bronzer I want to use. I'm kind of torn between the Tower 28 bronzer and Pacific Coast because I just did a video on it and I really want to try Pacific Coast out a little bit more. I also really want to try the LYS bronzer. And then back here I have the Saie Beauty cream bronzer, and I also want to try that one. So I'm torn among those three. I wish you were here with me to help me decide, but I feel like doing this Saie Beauty one because I've had a lot of people ask about this, and I think I've only worn it maybe like twice on camera, maybe even once. No times? I don't know, but I want to use this one today, I think. And now I'll pick a highlighter. So for highlight, I definitely want to pick the Minori cream highlighter in the shade Champagne. This is beautiful. I've only used it once before, so I definitely want to test it out more. I really like their blushes as well. Okay, so here's my blush drawer. I have an obsession, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so I have to pick a blush. I really want to either use one of my Jones Road Beauty blushes, or I've really been wanting to use my Rare Beauty Melting Blush really bad. So I think I want to pick this one just because I've only used it a couple times and I really want to play with this more. So I'm going to pick this one. I have the shade Nearly Neutral in this. Okay, so here are all of my bentos and my single shadows, and I think I want to use a couple of my Phytosurgence shadows because one of you actually messaged me that you layered Defiant Dahlia and Potent Petal together, and that really wanted me to layer some of my Phytosurgence shadows as well. So I think I'm going to layer Potent Petal and Fractal Freesia together. And just as kind of like a base to that, I think I might pick one of these bentos. I think maybe Chocolate Dahlia I'll pick for a crease shade. Okay, and for lips and brows and mascara, I already knew what I wanted to pick, so I didn't want to sort through everything. I'm going to pick the Clinique Pink Honey lipstick, almost lipstick, with the lip cheat in the shade Love Trap from Charlotte Tilbury. I tried this the other day and I love this combination, so I'm going to pick those. And for brows, I wanted to pick the Jason Wu brow pencil. Sorry, I'm switching hands because my left hand was shaking. And then I want to use the NYX Brow Glue. I haven't used this in a long time, and I kind of want to remind myself what this looks like. And then for mascara, I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. This is new. I just opened it like last week and I've really been liking it, but I want to wear it more, and it's like one of my newer opened mascaras. So I'm going to pick this bunch of things for my lips, brows, and mascara. So I actually forgot to pick a primer during the whole like shop my stash little section of this video, but I ended up picking out the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. Milk recently sent me a package with so many of their products, so I eventually want to do a full face, and I've just been testing out more of their products lately, and this is one of them that I wanted to keep testing out. I've actually used this quite a few times and I really like it. It does extend the wear of your makeup for sure, but I wanted to use it more with their base products and see how they play together, so that's why I picked this primer. I've been watching a lot of Sephora sale recommendation videos, and so many people have this Hydro Grip Primer in their recs, and it's because it really works. Okay, next up is the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30, and I have the shade medium in this. This was also included in the package that they sent me, and I'm just trying to test these products out a little bit more. It has a really interesting applicator. It has like this, I think it's a glass ball, and you press the bottom of the product and it squirts out at the top. It's pretty interesting and definitely unique. And then I just roll it all over my face. I think this is the third time I've used this, and I actually really like it. And paired with the primer, I feel like I'm still testing that combination out, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, because some of the times I've used it, it just felt really sticky together, but it looked really great on the skin. So I'm not sure if that was like the SPF underneath or what, but I'm going to test it out again today. And I like blending this out with a brush, as I do with like every base product. I'm not really a sponge person, and I'm not really a finger application person either. I stand by my brushes for sure. So what I've noticed with the primer and the skin tint together is when you put your brush across your face, it kind of like tugs and it feels a little sticky, if that makes sense. And I think that's because the primer is so sticky and like definitely grips to anything that you put on top of it, and probably that's why it's called Hydro Grip, because you can just like, it just feels like there's a lot of friction when you pull your brush across your face, and there's just like a lot of tugging going on. So the whole like application experience isn't the best, because I feel like the tugging is weird, and maybe that's just because I need to stipple versus like buff, but that's just like one thing I've noticed with the combination of the skin tint and the primer. Okay, so this is the skin tint on my face, and as you can see, it's quite glowy, and it has, I'd say, light to medium coverage. I really love this skin tint. It wears beautifully throughout the day, and I really like it with a primer. It's just like the application process isn't the most enjoyable because there's like so much tugging, but I've just learned to kind of like stipple it into my face. So that's what the skin tint looks like, and now I'm going to put the Milk Makeup Sunshine Under Eye Tint Brighten on top of that as well. I have the shade 3 in this. And this is the same kind of situation. It has that glass ball at the top, and you just press the button at the bottom of the component and the product presses out. So I actually mostly wanted to do this video because I wanted to test out this concealer and the skin tint, and it's because I don't really know how I feel about this concealer. I'm also not a big concealer person in general. I just have really dry under eyes, and most concealers look pretty cakey and not very good on my under eyes, so I usually just use whatever I'm wearing as my foundation as my under eye concealer as well. But yeah, I'm still trying to like formulate my opinion on this concealer and see how it works with other products, and specifically this skin tint, because I'm assuming they're supposed to be used together. But I mean, it looks really pretty and it wears really pretty, that I've noticed. I just want to keep testing it out. Okay, next up we have the Saie Beauty Cream Bronzer in the shade Medium Bronze, and I've only used this a few times, but I want to keep testing it out because people have asked me about it quite a few times on my Instagram. So I'm going to use the Saie chunky brush with it as well to apply it, and I really like this brush. I actually want to get a second one to apply different products, but I'll suffice with the one right now. And I like this brush because you can really press it into your skin and then buff it out if you want to. And it works really well with the bronzer as well, obviously, but this works well with a lot of other products too. I've had a few people ask me if I think this bronzer is too warm for my skin tone, and I don't think it is. I actually don't have too many issues with bronzers looking too warm on my skin, in my opinion. But I think this does lean definitely warmer than other bronzers that I have, but I think it's really pretty because it definitely warms up the complexion but doesn't look too orange on my skin tone, and it blends really well too. You also get a ton of product with this Saie bronzer. You get a whole ounce of cream bronzer, so I think you get a good bang for your buck when purchasing this. I know it is a little bit more spendy, but you get a whole entire ounce, which can be concerning because it is cream and will most likely go bad before your other powder bronzers. So just keep that in mind because you do get a ton of product, but it is really nice because it's a good bang for your buck. And that's how the bronzer looks. It's really warm, but very pretty on the skin. Blended really, really well as well. Okay, next is highlighter. I'm really excited for this one because this is a new to me brand called Minori. They're a smaller woman-owned independent makeup brand, and they sent me their highlighters, 2 blushes, which are beautiful. I definitely want to wear them in a video in the future. And a couple lip glosses, which I also love. But today I'm going to be using their cream highlighter in the shade Champagne. It comes in this beautiful frosted glass packaging with a like soft touch cap, and this is what it looks like. My only complaint about this packaging is, as you can see, there's a lot of space from the top of the packaging to actually where the product is, so you really have to dip your finger in there. And I'm not a person who wears acrylics or has long nails because I got the eczema and I can't have long nails or else I'd tear my skin apart. But I can definitely see this being an issue for someone who does have long nails because there's just like so much space here and it'd be hard to get a finger with a longer nail in there. But I've used this highlighter a couple times and it is so pretty, so I wanted to use it again and on camera. So that is the highlighter on my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose. It's so pretty, and I think I'm really gonna love this product so much, and their blushes. I almost wish I picked their blush for this video, but I am really excited to use the Rare Beauty one that I picked out. So moving on to blush, I picked the Rare Beauty Nearly Neutral blush, and I've only used this like, I don't know, like 2 times, and I feel like I would absolutely love this. I just have so many blushes that I really gravitate towards like a fair few of them because I get so overwhelmed by my collection, and I want to test this one out a lot, so that's why I picked it for this one. And I love the texture of it so much. It just feels delicious, and I love the color of this one too. It's just so pretty. But I want to test the formula out a little bit more because I know I like the color and it definitely feels good to apply, but I'm just not sure about how long it lasts on the skin. I do feel like you really have to build this up if you want color payoff, but for people who are more into natural makeup and don't like overdoing their blush, I think they would love this because it is so thin on the skin and it's not super pigmented, so you really do have to build it up. But the end product is so pretty and so natural looking. I really like that. I feel like I have to powder a little bit in the center of my face. This is the Kosas Cloud Set in this shade Cushiony. I didn't pick a powder out because I usually don't, but I feel like the combination of all these creams, I just need to powder a tad. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, moving on to eyes. I picked the Jason Wu Brow Pencil and then the NYX Brow Glue, so I'll put these on quickly. I don't need to test this Jason Wu pencil out anymore. I do really like this and I know that I like it, but I wanted to test out the Brow Glue a little bit more. I've mentioned this a couple times before, but I really like this brow pencil because it has a harder texture to it and a harder formula, so it's really easy to build up, and it's not a brow pencil that you could easily go overboard with and get a really like blocky, really dark brow, because you have to build it up. So that's why I really like this. It's really easy to get the brow color and shape that I want without going overboard. And next up is the NYX Brow Glue. I can't remember if people use this before or after they put their brow color in, but I guess I'll be using it after I put my brow color in. I've also only used this a couple of times and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it. I know a lot of people really love this and it's kind of like a holy grail for them, but I'm still trying to play with it and see how I feel about it. I do really like the spoolie on it. I like how small it is, so it's really easy to move those brow hairs around without depositing like too much product all over the brows. And that's what the brows look like. I feel like they look pretty good. Okay, next is eyeshadow. I'm really excited for the eyeshadow part because I'm playing with some of my absolute favorite products. So to start off, I'm going to use the Kaja Bento in the shade Chocolate Dahlia. I'm going to use the matte shades in this. So I'm dipping into that middle shade and I'm just going to put that all over my lid. And that's all I'm going to do with that. And then I'm going to take the Potent Petal Flash Fluorescence Eyeshadow by Phytosurgence and use this on my eyelid all over as the base for the Fractal Freesia shade. Potent Petal looks really pretty on top of that eyeshadow. Okay, next I'm going to go in with Fractal Freesia from Phytosurgence. This is one of their glitter toppers, and I'm going to pat that on top of my lid to make it sparkle. That looks so pretty together. Okay, so the lighting keeps changing on me. I'm so sorry, but look at how beautiful my eyes look. Wow, so sparkly and cute. So the layering looks so pretty with the two Phytosurgence products, and that base shadow really helps with everything too. It just gives a pretty little base to everything. So I'm so happy I picked those out. They all look really pretty together. And now on to mascara. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. This is, as I mentioned, a little bit newer to me, so I'm going to put this on my lashes. I do really like it. It's quite natural. And yeah. Okay, next is lips. I chose the Lip Cheat in the shade Love Trap. I love this lip liner so much. It's one of my all-time favorites now. And then I recently got the Clinique Pink Honey, and I really want to pair these two together because I did that yesterday and they looked beautiful together. So that is the lip combo today. Again, I'm so sorry for the lighting change. I really don't think the sun is going to go behind a cloud anytime soon, so hopefully this is okay. Okay, next up is the Clinique Pink Honey lipstick. This is their Almost lipstick. The Black Honey shade went viral and I really wanted to pick up Pink Honey because of that. I already own Black Honey and love it, but wanted to pick this shade up too. So this is Pink Honey. And I think these two combined just look so pretty together. I actually posted a reel on my Instagram showing Pink Honey versus Black Honey. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out on my Instagram. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I think this shade is so pretty and it looks really good with that lip liner. And that is the completed look. Okay, so that is the completed look. It turned out so pretty. I'm really excited to keep using a lot of these products. I love the way my skin looks, and I'm excited to see the way that the Milk Makeup products wear. In the past, when I've worn them, I've only worn them like 3 times now, but when I've worn them on my face, they've worn away throughout the day very beautifully. So I'm excited to test that out again and see if that was a fluke or if it's consistent, because if so, then I'm really liking the skin tint, the Hydro Grip, and the concealer all together as a combination. And the eyes turned out so pretty and sparkly. I love the way that the Potent Petal and Fractal Freesia layered on top of each other and how they look on top of that Kaja single shadow as the base as well. And the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight all played well together too. And I think this look just is so soft and pretty, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Please let me know if you have any video suggestions for me in the future. That would be really helpful, and I'd love to know your input on what you want to see. And yeah, if you have any questions about any of the products, please let me know down below and I will get back to you. And thank you again for joining me on this one, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye!